Okay, let's create a pipe or a hose with an exact zigzag pattern for your next killer robot or flamethrower project. So let's create a spline curve, something like this, a random curve. And now it's a 2D curve. So let's play a little bit with the control points and make something like this. So just that it is a 3D curve. And I play with the height. I guess something like this will do the job. And I will show you two methods. The first one, let's create a center circle at the beginning, at the start of the curve. This normal snapping has to be active. And I will curve array this along this curve. Curve array, select the item, which is the circle, and the path. Now I have 10 of them, 10 circles along the path, and I activate this make instances, this new feature, and press OK. And with this make instances, you can change the radius by scaling afterwards. That's a cool feature. Or you can play with the rotation. You know, you can do everything you can with instances. And here you can see that instances were created, 9 of them. And the difference is that they are hollow in comparison to the real curve, to the real circle. And in order to create this zigzag type of pattern, we have to create a second row of circles with a different radius. And they have to be exactly in between these already existing row of circles. So I have 10 circles, and the second row of circles have to be 9, so I can place them exactly in the middle of each one of the existing ones. So that's the first condition. And the second condition is the length of the path has to be accordingly. So it has to start here at the middle of the first two existing circles, the beginning of the path, and the end of the path has to be at the middle of the last two circles. So now we have to determine the exactly start and end of this curve. And in order to do that, we have to cut here at the middle and here. And I don't want to eyeball it. I want to have exact values. So I have to cut this distance with the line I am about to create, and the line snaps here at the curve of the second circle and ends here perpendicular. That's important. Let's run the cut curve command. And now we have to cut here at the middle, again with another line which we will use as a cutter, and it has to snap here at the mid. That's what I wanted, this point. Let's trim this part. That's the beginning for our second row of circles. And let's do the same with the end. Let's create a curve, snapping here at this perpendicular thing. And here you can see that we have a perfect perpendicular line. And we will use this one as a cutter again. Do the same thing. So run the cut curve command. Target body is already selected, and I select this line as a cutter and press OK. And here again, let's find the middle. And the middle is here, mid curve. And I will use this one for trimming this rest. So let's run the trim command with T and trim that stuff. Delete this one. And now we can join these, which consists of 3 parts now. Let's press J for joining them. And now we are ready for the second set of circles. Shift C for creating a center circle, and it has to start here at the beginning. And this binormal thing is important, or normal in this case. Okay. And we will curve array this one. select the item, which is this bigger circle, and the path, which is our curve. And it looks weird because the number isn't correct. We have to have 9 of them in order to place these bigger circles exactly in between the smaller ones. And again, I will activate make instances and press OK. Just to show you that you have this cool option now available in this newer version of Plasticity. 25.3, I guess. Okay, now we are ready to loft. Unfortunately, we cannot loft with instances. So when we select the first circle, which is not an instance, which is the original, and the second one, which is also the original, and the third one, which is an instance, and press L for loft, you see that Plasticity lofts only the original ones. So you can either make duplicates of the instances and convert them into real curves, or you can go directly destructive and convert right away. That's what I will do. So I select them from the outliner and look for realize instances. Boom, now they are real circles like the original ones. And I hide this curve for starting the loft. And again, unfortunately, you cannot just select all of them and press L for loft. Then Plasticity makes you some modern art. We don't want to have modern abstract art. And that's why you have to select them. Select the circles one by one in the correct order. After you have selected them one by one, press L. And here you have this sheet with the zigzag pattern I talked about. And there is a second way of doing it. I will show that one as well. And the second method will be a tapered one. Let me show you what I mean this time. I select the curve, create a pipe, pressing P. And I can do something like this. And here I can play with the scale. So if I press 2, I can make something like this. That's what I mean by tapered. After a certain amount, Plasticity gives you the finger because of the curvature, but here it still tolerates the scale of 3. But I think I will go with 2.5, something like this. That's completely fine. But here is something which bothers me, and we will fix that right away. I don't want these interruptions, and they occur because, as you remember, we have cut our curve, and Plasticity remembers that. So if we delete the pipe and select the curve and press Alt-J, you can see that it is still a separated object. It's not a single curve. Let's change it by rebuilding it. So select these guys, join, and look for rebuild. And I will go with the points method because this method joins the segments into one single curve. And now if I press Alt-J, you can see that it remains one single curve. I've discussed it in other videos, in other short videos, and in my longer tutorials as well. You can go and check it out. If I pipe it now, you can see that there aren't any disturbing segments. And again, I will make something like this, slightly thinner so I can scale this up. And maybe I will make the scale even smaller for bumping up this tapering. I will go with this one and press OK. Next step is selecting this sheet and press Ctrl R for running the isoparam curve, and it runs into the wrong direction. So you can press tab for changing this UV direction. Let's press tab. That's what I want. And you can bump up the count by pressing the up arrow on your keyboard or scrolling with your mouse. And since I am working on a Wacom, I do it with the arrow key. And I go with, let's say, 19. You can see it on the bottom left, the count of your isoparam curves. And I just confirm by clicking. And if you think that here is another isoparam curve necessary, then just select this sheet. And again, press Ctrl R, press Tab for changing the UV direction, and add another one. Okay, now let's extract these isoparam curves since they are part of a solid now. In Edge mode, you can select all these isoparam curves and press Shift D. Boom, now we have a bunch of curves here. Okay, we don't need this curve, we can deactivate it. That's the one at the middle, the spine. So let's deactivate that one, and we can deactivate or delete the solid. This time we don't have the opportunity to work with instances. So we have to go through the hustle of selecting every other curve and changing its diameter individually. We cannot select every other curve and press SS for changing their diameters without changing their location. So we get something like this. That's not what we want. So we have to select every second circle individually and press SS, and let's say 0.5. SS 0.5. And you know the drill. I will speed this one up. Now we can again run our loft, and again we cannot select all of them and press L right away. So we have to go through the hustle and select each circle one by one. I know this might be a shock for some of you since we are living in the age of AI and automation, and everything can be done much quicker, much faster, much more effective, and blah blah. But it is what it is, and here it is. The second method with creating a pipe and extracting isoparam curves out of it. And here you have the opportunity to taper it, to taper your pipe. Peace!